Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Soul Sound Dulé. Oh, I don't want to celebrate too early. I don't want to give away the energy of anything too early. So, trying different things regarding self-improvement, self-control, self-discipline. That's what separates us from the animals, allegedly. Even though the animals seem to be a little more, the animals seem to be better people than humans. Animals are reliable. They're predictable for the most part. And, they're a little more, human beings, not so much predictable sometimes, and not so much as moral or orderly as animals. Maybe not even as violent as animals. Even a lion most times is only violent for a selected few types of situations. Getting food, self-defense, and mating rights. So, you could make parallels and expand those into human behavior, because access to food and mating rights you could consider those property rights, and a significant amount of our government structure is based around property rights. So in the wild, you got to be a little more violent, because you don't have an organization like a government, police, whatever, helping you to protect your property. But even though we have these structures set up, we still manage to be violent and still manage to be as banal or as primitive as the animals in their behavior. Anyhow, I don't want to elaborate on that. What I'm saying is, regarding my own trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing regarding self-improvement, self-discipline, self-control, all these things. I try to replace one thing with the next. Recently what I'm trying to do is replace my rumination with prayer instead. Every time I want to say something negative, instead of, the negative thought already went out. It already, it's already bow. It already shot out. But I don't want to try to dwell in it. I just saw some on Instagram, another hippie like myself, saying that if you hold a thought for 17 seconds, it's more likely to manifest. So I don't want to do that, because about 80% of my thoughts almost are negative. Maybe I got it down to 79% now. So what I try to do is, when the negative thoughts come, I say, thank you, God. Thank God. God help me. That's what I usually say. God help me. Because I don't want to engage in a negative thought about myself, about anybody, about any situation. So I just say, God help me. Because that's what I need. I need help to control myself. That's the only person that I rightfully can control. That's the only person that I want to control. So I replace one thing with the next. Or you can replace things. I think that they have the AA, Alcoholics Anonymous group, and like it's a 12-step program, whatever. It has a religious component to it, and I think it indicates that kind of what they're doing is swapping your alcoholism for something else. Swapping the triggers for something else. Swapping the negative thought patterns for something else. Swapping the love for something that is not an external, unsustainable, unhealthy self-medication. So, find it, swap. I don't have any better words. Swapping out one self-medication for another self-medication. Oh, these people, I know these people. They used to go to Dunkin' Donuts with me down at the one down there, but I guess they're going to go to the Dunkin' Donuts over here. Anyhow, so, maybe you want to try that. I'm trying to, I don't really drink soda, but the other day we were invited to a birthday, and I was like, we're going to get some soda. So they had some healthy sodas, and I spoke about it. One is Izzle, there's Poppy, there's a whole bunch of different brands of sodas that don't contain high fructose corn syrup, don't contain added sugars, don't contain phosphoric acid, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I'm gonna repeat myself, but yeah, don't contain artificial flavors either. Now, some of them don't really taste so great, but some of them are okay, and some of them are nice. So, if there's something that you're doing that you don't like that you're doing, maybe you want to substitute it for something else, because sometimes, it's not that you don't like what you're doing. You enjoy whatever it is, but it's not good for you. Like negative thoughts and anger and thinking negative about people, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy creating a narrative around how I can invalidate them. I like to create a narrative around why I should be angry at them. I like to create a narrative on why I should retaliate against them, which I never do. But that's a waste of my time. That's a waste of my energy. That's a waste of my thought patterns, of my brain energy. I have a multitude of other things to do, and I believe I want to focus on what I want and not focus on what I don't want. Take my focus off of what I don't want and focus on what I do want. Take my focus off of what I don't want and focus on what I do want. One thing that I do want is my own is financial security. So, sometimes instead of thinking bad and thinking negative and worrying about whatever's going on, let me put some energy, let me put some thought energy into my financial security. Instead of any one of these, whatever, instead of self-medication, maybe you do some exercise. Instead of negative thoughts, maybe you do some exercise. Maybe you do some walking. Maybe you do some singing. Maybe, they say even singing helps you with the vibration of your own voice sometimes, but I would recommend you sing something good, something positive, something uplifting. The only way you can really find all of those things in one is kind of in gospel music. But I'm not really a fan of gospel music per se. Maybe because I'm a deist, but I'm not really too much into gospel music. Maybe and you can't sing you can't really sing a jazz instrumental. You know what I mean? You can't sing an instrumental. You can maybe hum it. So maybe humming is a good thing. So I have heard hippies like myself say humming is therapeutic. So maybe you hum a tune or something like that. You just find another way, to find healthy escapes. Self-medication, escapism. Okay, we gotta have those. I mean, not we don't gotta have them, but I don't know. I do. I need self-medication. I need escapism. But I want to always choose a self-medication and escapism that's gonna either help me or at least, at minimum, be sustainable and low cost and really ultimately no cost. You know what I mean? Walking in the park doesn't cost anything really, especially if it's in walking distance. Getting some sunlight doesn't cost anything. Matter of fact, that profits you. Humming, singing, that doesn't, that's not gonna cost you anything. That's not gonna really take anything away from you. Biking, I don't know if you got the space, just be careful when you're biking. Wear your helmet and watch out for traffic. I wouldn't recommend biking at night at all. I just saw on the news a lady got knocked off her bike. A guy was running from the police in a what looks like a Dodge Ram truck. If it was a car, maybe she would have survived, but it was a truck, so she did not. So be careful on the bikes out here. Be careful running anyway. Even that too. Anyway, whenever the cars are out, you gotta be careful. Oh man, like right now I want to eat something. But like I said, I don't want to celebrate too early or whatever. I'm making an attempt not to eat breakfast. I wouldn't recommend that anybody else do that. They said breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But there's also the phenomena of intermittent fasting. There's also the phenomena of the fact that human beings in their natural habitat did not eat constantly. But even considering that, those human beings didn't live very long. Those human beings didn't live past 30-something years old. The wild human beings that didn't eat all the time, the Cro-Magnon man, or whatever you call them, they didn't really live very long. So maybe they should have ate breakfast. You know what I mean? My grandmother probably ate breakfast every day. And she probably had a little bit of lunch, maybe. No, she didn't really have lunch. She'd have breakfast, and maybe she'll have dinner. And she'll have dinner. Breakfast and dinner. She wouldn't have lunch, though. She might have some fruit throughout the day. But my grandmother lived to be 105 years old. So, they say that getting to 100 is genetic for the most part. That makes sense. But, yeah, so I'm trying a few things, I don't know, supplement is not the word I'm looking for. The word I'm looking for, I'm trying to swap one thing for the next thing. Swap negative thoughts for gratefulness. Swap anger for gratefulness. All the negative thoughts, I want to swap them for gratefulness. Swap. That's really it right now. That's really it. That's really all I'm trying to do right now. So, it's not easy. I'm not consistently good at it, but I'm getting there. And even podcasting, this is my self-medication right here. This is my self-medication. It doesn't cost me anything. And if you want to know how to do it, well, not even how to do it, but you want to know how I do it, which is not the right way, I don't mind talking about it. You go to your Google apps, or you go excuse me, you go to Google Play, or you go to Apple Store, and you download Spotify for podcasters. If you don't want to do that, you can go on your computer and you could go to Spotify for podcasters, and you can sign up either way. If you do it on your computer, then you're able to upload videos using the computer. You can't upload videos using the phone or the iPhone or Android at the moment, to my knowledge. So if you do it on the computer, that's good also. And I think it's very therapeutic. The new Apple, they forced deletion on my last iPhone because I had the 7. So they did force obsolescence. So now I can't use it anymore, really. But this new OS that's available, or the newer OS that's available, has a journaling application in it where you can write a journal. And I think that's wonderful. So that'll be a good thing to do, because when you keep track of what your thoughts are and what you've been doing, you look back and you're most of the time you're pleasantly surprised or cringed by the stuff that you said. I mean, Facebook is a journaling kind of thing, in my opinion, also. And when they show you your Facebook memories, I'm like, oh my gosh, did I really say that? Oh my goodness. But I'm very critical and superficial, so that's why I feel so strongly about looking back at my stuff. Oh man, I'm hungry. Now, it's taking a lot of willpower. Not saying that I'm going to be successful, because I might run to Dunkin' Donuts right now and get some. But it's taking a lot of... Don't hit my car. It's taking a lot of willpower not to eat something. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to have something to drink. Unfortunately, that might be coffee, which is acidic. Even though, the majority of the parts of your body internally are alkaline, with the exception of your stomach and the stomach acids, and the external part of your body is acidic. But I don't have much to say. Just want to say, maybe substitute something that you would prefer not to be doing, that's not helping you, that's unsustainable, that's bad, with something that's good. Okay? That's all I really got to say.